waiting. Okay. Mamma mia. Here we go again. My.
Yeah. Buongiorno.
Resist you. How you doing, Pedro?
Buongiorno ragazzi, benvenuti al Ginge e Pedro Show.
Oh. Abundanza.
Abbondanza. Yeah, I'm learning. Okay. I'm learning Italian, so I have to
you
use
seeing an Italian woman.
Are
you James Bonding it up in your part time?
It was the original motivation, but she left. She left for her country, and I don't know. Like I just enjoyed the language, so I'm learning it now. Yeah,
very nice. Are you finding? Is it been easier? Is there some similarities with like the Spanish, Latin?
Yeah, it's a romantic language, so it shares a lot of syntax and morphology with Spanish. So yeah, it's been cool.
Very nice. All right, buddy. Yeah. I like that. That's a win-win. Hey Neff. Hail nerds indeed. We've got Neff will be coming on I believe in September.
Oh, cool.
I believe after September 11th.
Oh, nice. Neff, I checked out that post on Instagram of that new illustration for Mavericks 2. Looks awesome, man. Awesome.
The watercolor piece.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Dude, I saw that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a fucking beaut. Neff, are you gonna get a hold of that actual physical piece? I believe the artist is from overseas. I'm not sure. Hey, Chris Fisk. What's up, brother? Chris Fisk, he's doing big things over there. Getting the board game ready. I don't know if you've seen any of that. The tabletop for Infinitales.
Oh, yeah. Cool. So Neff is hiring people from abroad?
I believe so. Hector Trunell is
yeah. At least it's a Christian country, right?
I believe it's like Portugal or one of those. Hector, hey, thanks, Pedro. Hector. We're very excited to have Hector with us. Yes, he's sending us the original. Dude, that is cool. That is incredible.
That's an awesome piece, man.
Yeah. I will be having some original art come in from Elliot Rodriguez, speaking of artists from overseas, here in about 20 days.
Another fellow Latino.
Yeah, man. That's my boy. Great. And an original cast member on the Spells and Superheroes team, just like yourself.
Yeah.
I've been hanging out with, I can't call you Mexicans, but we do have some of those. It's Latin Americans the last 3 years.
You've been hanging out with the construction crew. How about that?
Yeah, man. I've been ingraniated. I like Spanish music.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Spain. Hector Trunek.
Oh, from Español, Trunek. That sounds Basque. That last name. But okay, whatever.
I have family in Spain, actually.
You do? Oh, nice.
I do, yeah. My it's sort of a funny story. My aunt Cecilia, which sounds like but she's not.
Yeah. Oh,
no, she's from here. But her husband, my uncle Benny, used to be a tennis player for the Spanish Olympic team, and
look at that.
He met my aunt, and they got together here in America.
Wait, and, your Spanish uncle's name is Benny.
Yeah, it's probably
it's not Bernardo or something.
We've always just called him Uncle Benny, but
okay.
Him and my aunt got busted selling cocaine together, and he got deported.
Oh, dude, that's how you bond with a lady.
Yeah, so she just moved over there, and that was like 20 years ago, dude. So,
yeah, the crime's still up. They better not come back. But
no, I don't know.
This is a love story.
Yeah, no, they're great, dude. I love they've been wonderful. But we do have a guest, but let me get this in here. Chris says, I have family in Spain too. My cousin married some nobleman's daughter from Seville. Now I have Okay, thank you, Pedro. Now I have second cousins that live in Madrid for most of the year. Hey.
Look at it, Chris. Look at it. Like, dude, you should if you have the opportunity to go to Sevilla, do it, dude. The food is amazing. And that's like the birth of the tapas tradition. So basically, if you buy 5 beers in different bars, you're full. Like you have your dinner, and you're properly soused. So it's an awesome place. Yeah,
wonderful. Okay, well, fantastic. And speaking of awesome, we do have returning guest here, friend of the show. We're kicking it old school, my friend. We're bringing back OGs. We've got another, I believe, within our first 10 episodes, maybe 12, somewhere around there. But Dionysios, from the artist, writer, creator of the Tome of Reckoning, coming back in hot.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yo,
what's up, man?
Thanks for having me back on, gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely. You look younger, sir. What are you doing?
Oh, I should look older. The beard's out, and I've gotten fatter. So I don't know if that's working for me.
Yeah, but if you sell it like baby fat, then
I'll take it.
In business. You're in business, sir.
It's awesome. Yeah. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining us. The beard looks good. It is shaped nicely.
It's a mess. I got the neck beard going on too. People are pulling their kids away from me, crossing the street when I'm walking by. It looks bad. Yeah. But hey, listen, that's why I'm sitting at home drawing and writing. So
that's right. You don't need to be beautiful when you do comics. Man.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
It is partially why I cut my hair, was just the looks I was getting from people. It's like I was too lazy to really care for it properly, so I did kind of look like a bum. It's like, what's this fucking guy?
I'll be honest, man. You actually took care of your hair. It looks good, but I like the short haircut too, man. It's nice to switch it up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I appreciate it,
dude. I'm envious.
Yeah,
dude. When I got it cut, there was just like so much of it on the floor. It was like just.
Oh man! How many years did you grow it before you cut it?
At least 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, probably 5 years. I mean, I had the same mustache for like 3. It's very strange to just cut that piece of hair off my face.
Did you donate that hair, or did it go to the trash?
No, it went to the trash. It was like, it was just like, there was a knot in it, bro, that it was just like, when I said I didn't care for it that much, it was like, like the brushing part, dude. It was just, my hair knots so easily, and it was just like, also I'm very tender-headed, and so it's like, I'm not responsible enough for it. I just had to let it go.
Gotcha. Awesome. I used to have this girlfriend that would like periodically donate her hair to make wigs for cancer patients and whatnot.
Oh, that's cool.
But I don't know if like red-headed wigs are in demand. Like,
I'm sure that they are, and my girlfriend kind of hit me with something the other day that I haven't really thought about. I guess since I was in high school or something. It's nothing I've ever thought about, but we were just sort of talking about gingers being replaced, and it was like the Disney Little Mermaid trailer came on. This was whatever.
Yeah,
right. And she's got, in her own words, an obsession with gingers, and so I guess it worked out for me. But it sort of made me look at it for a second. She said, you guys are kind of like a unique species in a way. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, you guys are really the only ones that have a bunch of freckles on you. And I looked at my arms and I'm like, yeah, I guess I do have freckles all over me. I'm like thinking about myself compared to other white people. I'm like, yeah, I guess they don't have freckles. I came away, I walked away from it like, yeah, all right. Like she sold me on it. So it wasn't an insult, but.
I mean, I dated a ginger girl down here in Panama once, but she melted.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. You guys don't mix with the sun well. Like she had to move back. Yeah, but the sun was what really killed her because she didn't tan. She burnt. It was horrible. I was like,
Yeah, man.
She loved
it's something you do have to. Yeah, you do have to watch yourself. What is this? Translate this for us, Pedro.
My Spanish is so, but I speak a little. Yeah, that's what they're saying, Chris.
Poquito.
But yeah.
Okay.
But poquito is very, very Mexican. It's like a diminutive of little. The literally would be like poquito. It would be poco, like the normal word.
It's interesting.
So
we're learning things on this show.
He's hanging with the construction crew too. I see.
Well, we should get Ginge and Pedro show construction hats.
Construction hats, yeah, exactly.
Chris says it's all fun and games until random strangers start giving you spare change. Then it's profitable.
Yes.
All right. Now we're on to something.
Yeah.
Panhandling, boys, shall we?
Take it where I can get it.
Yeah. That kind of happened to me in Canada. Like for Christmas, since I wasn't like going anywhere, everybody invited me to their like Christmas dinner. And that was awesome, dude. But it was like I mean, I felt like a little bit like Oliver Twisty. The whole thing, like, oh, poor Pedro. Are you having dinner? Like, no. But then I would like to 3 dinners that night. It was awesome.
That's awesome,
dude.
Yeah,
that is how you do it, bro. You just keep telling people, no, I don't have anywhere to go, and then you just start to get the itis, and then you head out to your next location.
The last one, the last one was a mistake. Like I was already full, but I didn't give a damn.
Greggy boy, what's up, buddy? He says,
"Hail." Yeah, that's his normal greeting from like the Ricola guy. Like I love it. Ricola, yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. Now we'll do Dutch history another day. We'll have to have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
See, Greg picked up on it. It says, "I'm rocking a damn prawn name, Shaft Williams." What do you guys think? You like it?
Yeah,
I like it.
Shaft.
Yeah.
All right. You could just call me Shaft for the rest of the episode.
Very 70s.
He's a bad. Better watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth. Yeah, exactly.
Just talking about Shaft.
Yeah.
Okay, so enough of the shenanigans. We've sort of gone off the rails in the first 10 minutes here. So how's it been going, buddy?
Good, man. Good. I mean, I think the last time I was on with you guys, I was supposed to launch in September, which is a while ago. It's coming up on a year. Long story short, I was in a car accident, which put that on the back burner for a while. Yeah.
Damn.
I was at a complete stop and somebody rear-ended me going 55. Yeah, dude. Like it was like at least like 3 seconds before they hit me while I was at a stop. So they didn't see shit. They were just changing to the station and just ran right into me. So yeah, it messed me up pretty bad for a good while. So that put the launch on the back burner, and which actually was for the best, because within that time, Jewel, my fiance, was doing the color work. She finished coloring the first book. And she was supposed to do subsequent books. But, it's one of those things where it's sort of hard. She's got her own stuff going on. So the good thing is in that time, I learned how to color. So within the past couple of months, she taught me how to work Photoshop, and I've been coloring. I have the second book totally colored up. So the creative team is now at least more under my control, which is, a plus and a minus if you think about it, because if anything goes wrong, well, I'm the guy that does pretty much everything. Minus the letters, but it's cool. So now I've just been cranking on everything, man. It's sort of nice having everything under one roof, so to speak, creatively. So yeah, the accident wasn't that bad of a thing.
Dude, that's awesome.
Thank you, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and glad you're all right for the most part, right? I mean, made it through at least, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, just some nerve damage, some herniated discs, some messed up tendons in my knee, but it's dumb stuff, man. Dude, thank God, dude. Seriously, thank God.
Yeah.
You're gripping the wheel or whatever. My hands definitely hit the dashboard, but nothing broke and hurt. But yeah, crazy, dude, crazy. Jesus, all because not paying attention to the road, man. Insane. Like she admitted it, which was cool. So she's like, I was changing the station. I was like, thank God I got hurt for a good reason, I guess. So, but yeah, crazy, man. Crazy stuff. But yeah, so not anything that's too bad. But yeah, so that's the creative team now, and we have a trailer coming out soon.
Cool.
Yeah, new trailer done by the Monster himself. So pretty stoked about that. Yeah, and some news coming out with Riot Press, who's actually stepping in to help with not production, but delivery of the book and all that good stuff. So yeah, PTP and Whitney are helping me out, and it's going to be awesome collabing with them and finally getting this damn thing out. So yeah.
So they're going to be helping you with fulfillment.
Yes, fulfillment and just the he's done it so many times. Just the bare bones of all of it. You know what I mean? Just how to send it, who to ship it to. Who to get your books from, all that fun stuff, and just the logistics that I wouldn't necessarily have thought of. So.
Right.
Yeah, stoked, man. Stoked. Having those guys on. So
it's definitely one of the.
Are branching out, and they've been like trying to do that for other people. Minus the little thing that happened. I mean, let's not go into that. But I'm really happy that they're like branching out like that, because they've been at this for a good while. So they have a lot of insight we don't have. So
yeah, and I've known him for years, and to see him actually succeeding on this front has been awesome. You know, just to see him going from, you know, doing all the stuff he was doing before to actually having a pretty good following, man. You know, with his campaigns and stuff. So yeah, stoked, man. He's a good dude. They're good people. So yeah, I'm excited, man.
Very good, very nice. And it's definitely great to have. Actually, really, it must be really great to have an old friend. Also, you know, that you guys went to the Kubert school together, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So to come full circle and help get your book out, you know, that's
totally,
gotta be. I could just imagine. I sort of, like 10 years ago, tried getting into comics with my best friend, but it ended up being this thing where it was like it all fell onto me.
Right.
And then when I got into comics a couple years ago, it was like, again, the same thing, like me and him just playing Call of Duty one day. I was like, bro, you remember that story we were going to do? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, we should probably do that, you know, and just it all came on to me again. And I kept just like trying to set up creative meetings. And it was like, at one point I was just like, all right, I just got to do it myself.
Yeah.
And that was a really great decision for me, right? I mean, here I am today. So sometimes you just got to do it. But
sometimes you're going to say, damn, we're doing it live.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Epic. We're doing a lot. But you know what? That's it's one of those things too where a lot of people have had those conversations and still haven't taken the opportunity to do it themselves and are kicking themselves in the ass. So that's awesome, man. You find out that way. You know, it's a collaborative effort, but not everybody is a collaborative spirit, so to speak. You know.
Yeah, it's just along the lines, at least for what I see, that a lot of people love the idea of making a comic book. They love the idea, but when you know, like when the rubber hits the pavement, it's like, oh, this is a lot of work, and they disappear.
And I think, you know, I've heard a lot of, you know, people say it, and, you know, industry people, but you got to love it, man. It's more about the love, I think, than anything else. And I think that shows in this trio right here too. You guys have a love for it. Like I have a love for it. It shows for a lot of the people doing this stuff on their own. There's a genuine love. It's almost like a sickness, man, you know, to keep doing it, you know.
There's a little bit of manic behavior in it.
Oh,
I mean,
for sure.
I used to tell this to my students in animation school, like, dude, you want to make money, there are easier ways to make money. Selling drugs, for example. I mean, especially if you, I mean, sell your body. Sell your body. Just make an OnlyFans. There are ways. The money's out there, guys. But if you want to make comics, you gotta love it. The money might be there, it might not, but it shouldn't be the goal.
And that's you just said it, man. Like which you know, my fiance will kick me in the ass for that. But it's not the main driving force for me. No. You know, it's the creativity and getting it out, man. You know, it's one of those things where I would be working on this for myself, you know, which I have been. You know, I've been doing most of this because I love it. You know, I love where the story's going. I love seeing the characters progress. I love all this shit for myself. Now I'm stoked to get it out so other people can finally see it. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome, man.
That's the key right there for sure. Let's pop into the chat real quick. I see some familiar faces, and I think I see a message for you here. I see an unfamiliar face real quick. Kristen Zaffo says, "Hey guys, let's see the goods." And Dion will be popping the puppies out here in just a moment.
Yeah, for real. Gotta get some ice
Chris
cubes.
Fisk, he says, she effing driving while female.
Yeah, I mean, dude. She looks so dazed. The only enjoyment I got out of that wreck was just thinking about how the airbag might have hit her, you know, just like a funny face. I'm glad she was okay. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but like, what a dumbass move to screw up the rest of my golden years by changing the channel for. I don't know. What are the kids listening to? Whatever it is, you know.
Listening to Shakira or something.
That's then I can't blame her. You know, her hips didn't lie.
I don't know. I don't like Shakira that much.
I don't think anybody does, to be honest. I haven't heard the name in years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think she had anything too catchy.
She's like a bobblehead creature that sort of just. She's very. I mean, she's hot, sure, but yeah, she's very unique. We've got, I believe, Pops here. So a guy named Pops. This could be the artist formerly known as Pops.
The Battle of the Pops.
Oh shit! I'm gonna look out.
Oh shit!
Chris Fisk says, "Wait, people make money making comics."
Some, Chris. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I think it can be done.
I've seen it happen, Chris. But yeah, it's a myth. I know.
Yeah.
Shut up, chicken!
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
I can hear the chickens.
Yeah.
Your chickens or neighbor chickens?
No, my chickens.
Oh, that's awesome.
My chickens. No, I hate them. Those are the noisiest chickens ever.
But you have eggs all the time, right?
Yeah. I have eggs all the time, but I can't stand the noise, man. Because the things like they hang out right under my room.
Oh, that's funny, dude.
And they're just having they have this huge conversation like they're fixing the war in Ukraine or something.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, dude.
That is interesting.
Then I cook them all.
Oh no.
I that's what I was thinking. I know deep in your mind you're just sitting there looking at them like, you little motherfucker.
Delicious.
Sharpening your knives any moment. I can't keep chickens because it's not that I guess I wouldn't do that, right? But
dude,
I just don't really want to, Okay.
Yeah, the thing to get to kill chicken, just stay a day with them, and stare them in the eye. And you say like, this is a dumb animal. There's no connection. It's like killing a fish. They don't blink. They suck. To the fire
like,
they go.
That chicken that lived for I don't know how many years without a head.
Yeah, exactly.
So he was still feeding it. He was shoving corn down its little neck hole, and it died actually by choking, which is the funniest part.
Yeah, choke the chicken. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Okay. Yeah, Christian, I have 4 roosters. There's like the main rooster, and I have 3 other roosters isolated. Because if not, you know what happens? Like they kill each other. But yeah, we have roosters here because it's not the pecking order is destroyed, and the chicken just kill each other.
Wow.
Stupid. Yeah, you need a rooster. You need the patriarchy.
You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news.
Real quick before we dive into the Tome of Reckoning, of course, we've got Kristen says he says I have a last chance campaign that's on Fund My Comic. Check it out.
Yeah, what's the book?
And he says the COU Rebang. Hey, okay.
We might highlight that later. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, very nice. So, all right. So,
excuse me.
Let me pull up. We've got the
pull it out. Pull it out.
So let's get a sort of refresher on what the story is and what the characters. And then I kind of want to we'll just take it from there. But
it's basically it's a story that starts out with you know what, my stuff just go off. I did. Give me 1 second.
Oh yeah, buddy. Do your thing.
Do your thing.
Here we are. 72 pages. All right, that was one of my questions.
Have a wacky setup. All right, here we go.
Hey, welcome back.
Thanks, man. The story is essentially it starts off with a group of people who are just thrown together, a bunch of misfits, trying to figure out what's happening as the end of the world is going on around them. So it's my influences are anything from, I don't know if you guys remember the old Rifts role-playing games with like the different worlds and stuff like that. I mean, so many influences, but so essentially the story starts off with a guy named Murphy and a girl named Maureen who get thrown together due to some crazy circumstances. It's without giving too much away. And just it's essentially sorry, I shouldn't smoke either, but so it's essentially a road trip that takes place during an impending apocalypse.
Oh, cool!
So you get to see, definitely a lot of world traveling, but you get to see different parts of America, different, the different people, all while shit's just falling apart all around them. You know what I mean? But the story's written. I have 5 issues drawn,
Very cool.
2 colored. So 5 issues totally drawn, 2 issues colored and lettered, and then I just got to start coloring. Which the cool part is I can do it myself. Is coloring the other issues as I'm working on issue 6 right now. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you. But yeah, there's going to be a I think a 9-page preview as soon as the campaign's up and running again, just to give you a quick glimpse into the characters and whatnot. It's a 72 page right there, but it's actually gonna be a 48 page book.
Okay.
I was gonna do 72, but Pat just made the suggestion to actually just go, and if I want to release it 2 at a time, you're not going to get as many as, I could probably get 4 or 5 books done a year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So might as well release it that way and just space it out more evenly for people too, just to show them that I can fulfill, and I'm actually, busting my hump on this book, man. So
yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like, it's a slow process, but you have to show backers that they're gonna get the books you're back, and just be consistent, man.
And that's what I see from everybody, and going back to our statement on the love of it, this is getting done regardless. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I just love it so much, man, and I'm just cranking away at it. So even if it's just me reading it at that point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to get it done. But I think people are gonna love it, man. It's got a lot of influences from stuff we've all watched and read. Terminator. I feel silly talking about influences because I think we're all pretty much influenced by a lot of the same stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
especially if we're contemporaries, Like,
exactly. But I think I put a decent enough spin on everything where it is my own story. The lore has been thought of to almost a part of Psychosis. Pat knew about this book back when we were at school 20-something years ago, and I've had it. The idea for this thing has been with me since I was 12. You know what I mean? I have some old drawings of these characters, which is sort of cool to see, which I'll be putting in this book as well. So in the back there'll be a lot of old drawings and some old comic pages that I've done for this. I guess going back like 20 years now. So you get to see the difference of the art style and all that other stuff, and how the story's progressed as well. So.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. I'm a big concept book guy. Those kind of coffee table idea books.
Totally
just flipping through the creation.
Yeah, we did a concept book for Tropical Magic, and that was very enjoyable to do.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. And seeing everything that looking back over your old stuff and seeing where it is during completion. Yeah, it's fun stuff, man. I love creating stuff.
Yeah, dude.
So we do have a question for you. Dion, real quick. Christian asks, and real quick, Pedro, I'm going to bump you out real quick so I can make a Dion sandwich, and then we'll bring you right back in here. Here we go. All right, now you're on the outside, buddy. What you wanted, the Eiffel Tower?
Now I can pretend I'm skiing.
My name's Shaft Williams this week, so it's going to be a sort of. I'll just stop. How about that? Okay, so no question.
Yeah, cover my face.
So we are looking to launch, I think, in September, if I'm not mistaken. So beginning of September. So right around the corner. Just give some people some time to sign up, and there will be a discount on the book for early sign up as well. So I think I have a pretty sweet price point, and then on top of that, with the discount for the early adopters, I think it's a pretty good deal.
Can you divulge the price point for the book?
So I think we were looking at 15.
Okay.
And that's not with shipping, obviously.
15 for 48 pages.
48 pages. Yep. Yeah. And I'm gonna have. I hope people feel that way. You know what I mean? I know it's one of those things where it's a boutique item. Unfortunately, I don't have the capability to get stuff printed cheaply or what I'm saying, mass marketing stuff. Otherwise, I would right away would. But $15, and then you get a discount too if you sign up. So, and I think it should be a pretty substantial discount too. So, keeping that one a surprise just because But I think when people see the discount on the book, they'll be stoked for it. So.
Okay, well, you guys hear that, I hope. And Christian added on top of that, he says just signed up. So, Christian, hopefully you'll take advantage of that as well. Popping over to Chris here, he says, I loved the concept of riffs. You basically had any genre you wanted in the game system.
Exactly.
I'm not familiar with riffs.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
It's really awesome, man. And that's exactly the whole, playing that when I was a kid and just combining so many genres that I loved. That was my idea with this book is like, oh man, I could just do all this stuff, and without getting carried away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep it focused. But at the same point in time, like I love sci-fi, I love horror, I love espionage, I love all that type of stuff.
I played Rift once or twice, but it did remind me of that movie, My Science Project or Science Project.
Yeah, with were you talking with Val Kilmer?
Yeah.
Where
they found like a little machine that will open like portals in time, and you'll find like barbarians and then like future like mutants and.
Which movie? Okay, that was. I think I'm thinking of a different movie, but I know which one you're talking about too.
Yeah.
So yes, but yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly, and that's what's happening in this world as we're going through, all the mundane stuff. Easing you into it, you start seeing all this crazy things happen with the world opening up and different dimensions, and there's a huge history to the story too, where it goes back almost like 20,000 years for one of these characters. So
cool.
which is another love of mine, is like ancient history and the whole idea of like lost history and lost civilizations and all that fun stuff. But yeah, man, I'm stoked. Like he was saying, that the gentleman who commented, it just opens up so many different worlds to you, and I can't wait for people to see it, man. I really can't.
Wonderful. So speaking of, I guess this is a hard segue here.
Hey, what's up, John?
John says, I'm late to this party, but this looks cool. Speaking of cool, let me segue back into the guy himself. Speaking of cool, Mr. John Hervey popping into the chat. Hey, buddy. He says, what's up, my peeps? John, another friend of the show.
How's it going, John?
On.
He's a cool cat.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Greg. He says, the best riffs and GURPS artist, John Zelznick, back to my book.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
That is cool. Very interesting. Always, I don't think anybody of sort of note, quote unquote, has ever backed my book, but I've seen friends where people have had that, and I'm like, that must be exciting, right? To get somebody that you like that believed in your project. Not that they're better than any other backer, but it's like just a small world when a guy that was an artist for a game you played growing up backs your book. You're like, oh,
totally, yeah.
Very cool. Alrighty, so you've got the first 5 books drawn. You said you're working on the sixth. So is these 48 pages? So they're basically like 24 pages per issue.
No, so actually, here's the thing. It's one chapter. Each issue is about 36 pages. There's going to be about 12 pages of extra stuff in this book. The next issue is 36 pages as well. The third issue, I think, is 32. The fourth is maybe pushing 40. I can't remember. I have to count it up. And the fifth is back to, I think, 32. So, yeah, and that's the cool thing about doing your own book is you can do as many pages as you want. Like, I don't have to stick to, the 22 format, which, going later on down the line, you know how it is, big cast. So a lot of the first like 3 to 4 issues is introducing characters, introducing plot points, introducing all that stuff. But as soon as it starts trucking, I might be able to get down to 22 pages for certain books. But I'd still like to make them bigger, just because it's more fun, as a reader, I think, to get more pages and
more material. You have more leeway to tell the story. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, you're not cornering yourself. If I want to extend something that goes from the written page into the drawing page, I can, which is part of the reason why some of these issues are a little longer than normal issues. So,
I've found myself lately sort of leaning into the writerly aspect of things, or more like the sort of doing what I want, at the same time being mindful of the story. But, the sort of, and I also write a lot of shorts. So I think one of my natural inclinations is to keep the pace going. And, as an editor, you also want to, I don't know, it's strange. I've just been finding myself sort of writing extra panels for things to draw out some of the storytelling within the page. Like I see it cinematically, but it's like it's stuff you wouldn't be able to really do, or you'd have to really pick and choose what you're going to have if you were doing it, at a more traditional page count, or having a bunch of stipulations on you. It's like
which is freeing. I'm sure you love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just being mindful. It's like sort of like getting to look around the corner for the first time and be like, oh, there's stuff over there. It's like very interesting. I didn't even know that was over there, that I could look. I can.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay,
but yeah, you're absolutely right. And keeping that mindset too, that you're like, all right, well, I can't go too far. You know what I mean? Because then it drags it on too. So you still have to edit yourself, but it's still cool to have that capability just to push the story out a little further than you'd be able to, with that 22 page.
Greg says, I'm listening while I play Subnautica. I
don't know what
played it.
I don't know what Subnautica is.
It's a game where you put together, you crash your ship on a water planet, and you're trying to find all the pieces. You're essentially exploring and finding the pieces to your ship to put it back together, and you discover different stuff. It's pretty cool. I've never played it personally, but I remember watching. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Neebs Gaming.
I haven't played games in years, man.
Yeah, so there was a channel that I used to watch years ago that would have that stuff. But yeah, no, I get. When do you have time to play games now, right?
Yeah.
Put out too many books, dude.
Yeah, exactly. We have to put out them books, so no time for video games. Yeah. Oh, so it's like a horror sci-fi something.
It's not really. If stuff pops out at you. I mean, it's essentially it's an exploratory game. You're by yourself. You're in the ocean, and you're just finding different little caverns, and there's different monsters and stuff that pop out of stuff. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Greg says the open ocean is the ultimate in horror.
Well, I don't know, man. Like I used to dive for a while. Like I stopped. You can only have that many hobbies, but I once was face to face with a moray eel, like a really huge moray eel. That's a freaking dinosaur.
That face. I can't imagine. I would have. Yeah. My bikini would have been brown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was doing the whole Jacques Cousteau, like.
That's awesome.
Like a red bikini and
the beret.
A red thong.
That's awesome.
Tanning those long legs of yours, somebody.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. Hairy but long, sir. Okay. Keep that in mind.
Greg says, I have the heebie-jeebies the entire time I play, so I can only play for a short while at a time. I was like that with the Resident Evil. I never beat it. I guess it was the reboot, but it was technically like 7 or whatever. Yeah. Biohazard, where it was a really great premise, but I don't think I even beat the first boss, or maybe I did, but it was just like every time I got on, I still had a PlayStation VR, and so I was playing in VR, and it was like, dude, I just could only play for like 5 minutes at a time before I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah, that happened to me with, and I'm not proud of this because that will like put me in the pussy department, but with Dead Space.
That's a good game.
I couldn't handle that game. It was like the first time, like a big piece of equipment, like basically obliterate the guy. I was like, nope, I'm not playing this anymore, and I just quit.
Well, they did their job right then.
Yeah.
I mean, it scared you enough. So yeah, it was a great game, dude.
Yeah.
I love Dead Space.
Yeah.
We got Ichthus. Hey, brother. Thanks for coming by. What's up, Total Excellence? With the Gator, of course. He says, that's a nice boomstick.
Oh, yeah. Shotguns are the best.
You've been posting some really great art online, bro. I guess they've been stuff from the book and, just lots of great, large pieces. Like, I don't know if you're highlighting panels but really, really great stuff, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been posting. I've been told to cut back a little bit on posting some stuff just because I get so excited to show people.
Don't give the book away.
That's the thing. Yeah, but there's so many pages in the book that I'm like, what's 10 pages here and there?
Yeah.
But it's an absolutely right thing to do is to slow it down because we're not launching until September. So hopefully we get everybody to get the books by late October, November, and then be ready to rock on the next one. As soon as that goes out the door, I'm going to start my next one for the book that's done and crank away on the other ones and try to keep not too much space in between
the
releases.
Books,
Yeah,
that's clever. Yeah, dude. And yeah, like it makes sense that you have to keep it like fresh. You know what I mean? So posting that many pages, especially so long before the launch.
Yep.
It's gonna take the wow factor away a little bit. So yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So
I gotta cover the nipples just a little bit.
Exactly right. Yeah, you gotta keep them guessing.
Yeah, half nip maybe.
Yeah, like the tops of the areolas is all they can do.
There you go. I'll give a little side boob.
Side boob and the look.
So I really love. I guess the term is shape language, but just the shapes and the proportions. It's a very comic booky especially this right here. This guy, I'm digging this guy. Could you
Thanks,
tell
man.
us about this character?
Yeah, so that right there is a character named Bo, and Bo is part of a group, the Homeland Terror Task Force, which is a group that was formed in, I want to say, the late 2020s in this book. So like, 2025, 2028. And it's essentially to deal with Homeland terrorism. But they are PMCs essentially. So it's
private military.
Yes, very RoboCopy, where you're doling out Homeland Security to the highest bidder for exactly. So
like OCP.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. It's just like that, and these guys are on a mission to stop what they deem as something that is evil. A small group of them are, not to give too much away, but who knows if they're right and who knows if they're wrong. They could be getting played, but yeah. So it's a group called the Homeland Terror Task Force, and essentially there are new laws telling you what terrorism is. So you know what I mean? Where it's one of those things where, well, what's terrorism now? Is it one robbery at the how easy are we going to let these guys off the leash on our own people? You know what I mean? So a lot of things have been reclassified as terrorism or certain crimes, and it makes it easier to let these guys loose on your own people in your own country.
Yeah, sounds like Latin America, man.
It probably sounds like a lot of places, right?
Yeah.
And where we're headed possibly in the future too, man.
Yeah.
Which is,
exactly. Like people say, like, oh, the world's coming to an end. It's like, and I see what's gonna happen. I was like, I think I already live there.
Yeah, it's funny. Every now and then, I'm a big history guy too, and whatever. Just every now and then, I'll hear references to Panama in the '90s, and I'm like, hey, my buddy lived over there.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, like,
it's so crazy.
From 86 to 1990, Panama was freaking Mad Max, man.
Yeah, I can't imagine, dude.
Yeah,
and nobody talks about it. You were there, obviously.
Yeah,
wow.
I was 16 at the time, and yeah, dude, like there was no cash available because like the U.S. blockaded all the banks, so people like kept on working, and there was like books, so people would like say like you have this much, and then you can access this much, and dude, like we survived, and then like the invasion came about, and it was like a huge like pressure, about like, and we became prosperous like in 2 years. It was weird.
That's crazy. Thank God, 2 years, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a quick turnaround. But also shows the resilience of the people then too. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. The thing's like we're loud and we like to drink and we dance a lot. But Panamanians, like if you speak to people from Central America, they will say like Panamanians are not Central Americans. If you speak to people from South America, like Panamanians are not South Americans. And the people from the Caribbean don't claim us. Like we're something different. And they all think that we think we're better than them, and not really. It's just like we just shut up and work. And I don't know, that's what we do. But it's not like we believe like superiority or claim anything. It's just like, dude, like we're hungry, man.
So you guys aren't the Germans of the Latin American
Not even, because we don't produce anything really. Panama's really small. So
is that Argentina? Or no?
No,
Argentina. Right?
Argentina has been in crisis for 60 years, man. Like,
no, I just mean there was a lot of Germans that went over there after World War II.
Actually, there's more Italians than Germans in Argentina.
Now, really?
Yeah, like if you speak to an Argentinian, like their accent, it's like an Italian speaking Spanish.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Like, che, vos qué querés? Mira, vení. They sound completely different.
You got your Italian accent down really well, man. That's pretty
good. Dude. Yeah, that's the power of cooch. I wish I was going on with an Italian. I'm learning Italian now.
That's the truth, I think, though. Like the power of cooch. Like there's been many things that, like learning guitar back in the day. Like that was something I was like, I knew girls liked it, so I wanted to learn it. It turns out I enjoyed it along the way. But
Troy in Greece. I mean, all the ships were sent off because of Helen. So, it's been going on for for centuries, man.
For centuries.
Whether it's guitar or raising a city, it's
Alan had that good.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So Christian says Panama, right?
Heck yeah.
And that song is not about my country. We wish it was, but it's not.
What is it about? Is it about my city? I live in Panama City,
about your
Florida.
city. It's about your city.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, I mean that didn't stop us from claiming it. Like, dude, whenever like there was a party in the 80s, Panama was playing. Like, it's not about us. Yeah, we don't care.
Who gives a shit?
But Panama City was named after Panama, so essentially,
it was. Yeah,
you know, by proxy.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, chess, 4D chess.
Yes,
Van Halen, very nice. So Neostar, Zippanan, he says, the brilliant star that shines through the night, the sharp thorn in the side of evil, Riser Man stands before you. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Dude? Doing the whole Darkwing Duck thing.
Yes,
love it every time.
All right, so let's see. What else? Without giving too much away, is there a? I always ask this: is there a bad guy at large in this series, or is it a?
There is. It's hidden for the most part. There is a bad guy. So the book is essentially about a group that knows the end of the world is happening.
Okay.
What is it going to take to rebuild? What it took to rebuild before? What kind of world do you want to have once it ends? The idea is that the world has ended before, right? Like this is not the first time that we've gone through this, stage of civilization. Maybe it was magical before, maybe it was scientific before, but it's happened and it keeps on ending. And what happens at the end? Who are the people that take over in order to push us into the next, age of civilization? And is it bad people that start everything? Is it will the meek inherit the earth or not? Essentially, you know what I mean? And that's what this book is totally about. Told in 3 parts. The first part of the book, which is where we are right now, is the apocalypse happening. It's pre-apocalypse. So you get to see everything happen before the world turns to shit. Like one of my favorite things as a kid was like, do you remember that battle damaged He-Man toy?
Yeah.
I love stories like that. I love toys like that, and that's what I treat this story as. It's like you get to see the battle damage happen. You know what I mean? Like a lot of stories you get thrown into. All right, this is the apocalyptic world. With flashbacks. This one you're in the driver's seat going along as things happen at the different stages, and you get to see these characters change. Because the whole story takes place probably about 15 years, 16, 17, 18 years with the breaks in between each segment. So around 15 to 18 years it takes place. So the first story arc that I'm doing right here, which will be about 15, 16 issues, it's about a 5-year journey. No, sorry, this one's a 3-year journey. But you get to see these characters go from, that's why I want people to jump in now, because none of these guys resemble anything that they look like within, the middle to the end of the first series, not even mentioning the second or third. It's just, it's mayhem, and that's, that was one of my favorite things as a kid is battle damage stuff, whether it be stories, whether it be, the toys, just seeing these characters get, through the ringer and get to see where all their damage comes from. You know what I mean? Whether it's mental or physical or any of that stuff. So,
dude, I know your story is already written, but you mentioned the word meek, and I gazed upon a video that was very interesting discussing that word. The word meek is not weak. Meek is basically the guy who keeps their swords in their sheath. So we're talking about warriors that choose not to fight. Those are the meek.
Exactly. Almost like what they say, is it better to be a
gardener in war or a warrior in a garden? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And that's part of the story too. You know what I mean? Where
very cool.
There's some stuff I wish I could blurt out right now that happens like later on. That's like, which falls on that subject. Where it's like, okay, well, some people are just hungry for war all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's sickening. You know what I mean? That's where we all pay for it. We pay for these people, their hunger for war just to pad their pockets with, with bills. And what would happen if people stood up, if actual warriors who were sent out by these fuckos, pardon my French, just because, the world we're in right now, what would happen if they stood up and said no? You know what I mean? If everybody really, It's a fairy tale, man. That's why you put it in a comic book, because that shit'll never happen. But what if everybody stood up and said, "No more"?
Nah, we're not fighting. Yeah.
It's interesting when you said that phrase with me. Those, I'm gonna not butcher it, but for me, one of my favorite time periods is the Black Plague era, and from what I understand, one of the things that helped, quote unquote, create the middle class was basically so many people dying and land being, in a way, redistributed to basically people that were further down the line of nobility. So like people kept dying, and it kept getting passed on into people's families, and it just changed the way people lived their lives, and things started to modernize a little bit more.
I mean, an event like that will do that to you.
How many people died? It was an insane amount of people.
Yeah, and there's been several Black Deaths. China had one that was apparently like way bigger than the European one. There was two that they think the plague of Justinian in like 600 was one.
Yep. Actually, that's why the Turks destroyed the Roman Empire so easily, because they were coming out of that plague. Like their armies were decimated, they were diminished. They had like Viking mercenaries defending Rome. It was just like they had nothing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But that it made me think of that though, that phrase when you said the meek part. I was like, it made me think of all these people who didn't have land and just kind of did whatever they did, and ultimately survived and changed the way things were for the rest of forever. But there's some element, not to get too conspiratorial, but there's almost like a reversal of that process, I think, with like COVID in a way. I'm sure you're gonna sort of
I don't know. The thing with COVID is that not that many people died, man.
Well, I don't mean the death part. That's not the part I'm talking about. I'm talking about the reversal. Exactly. There was so many people lost their businesses and homes, and there's way more, but then there's this small amount of people that made an incredible amount of money.
Yeah.
To me, it just seems like a reversal of the Black Plague.
Yeah, the thing is that's more a financial move, and the other was more demographical. We're talking about action volume of people being lost. Here, it was just like they took advantage of a panic.
I don't think that the idea of COVID, let's say if it were created in a lab, right, or that it was, but let's say that it wasn't, whether it was sent out purposefully to try to kill a certain amount of people. Like, I don't think it was meant to wipe out, anything close to like plague levels.
No.
I'm just saying from like a financial point, but there's lots of like opportunists that struck, but that's just
even if it's all about pangolin soup. And
I think that's what it is, man. It was opportunist. It's like I can't remember who said it. I think it was Alan Moore. But it's like, what's scarier, the thought that there's a small cabal of people running the world, or that there's nobody at the fucking rudder? You know what I mean? Where it's just a shit show, shit's happening, and they just take advantage. Oh well, this is great. Well, we can make some money now. You know what I mean? It seems like we're more run by complete and utter morons that don't know what they're doing, and they're just opportunistic on stuff. If I find that easy, and look, I'm not saying there's not anything, but I'm saying I find that easier to believe that than there's just a small group of people running us. I just think there's a bunch of greedy assholes who just take advantage of anything. It's crazy. And not to say that there's not conspiracy stuff going. I mean, we obviously know. There's proof of nefarious government stuff that they've done in the past. But I think that just the thought of what's scarier, is it a group that's running us, or that it's just nobody's at the helm? You know what I mean? It's just,
I don't see the
great question.
I don't see like the manic laughter, like whoa, like I don't see that. But like there's interest groups. The thing is, like
absolutely.
Yeah, they're interest groups. Like they just they have a goal, and that goal might have like secondhand consequences, and they're like, ooh, but we have our money now.
Right.
I think it's more something like that. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a mixture, really, because you've got folks like Bill Gates, who certainly is I think, sure, you can call him an opportunistic, like financial villain, but I think he is also a nefarious player. I think he's
Bill Gates
a
needs
lunatic.
Bill Gates needs a bully, man.
Do you think he's nefarious willfully, or do you think that he is somebody that thinks he's doing something good?
Okay,
do you know what I mean?
All these nerds are nerds in the wild.
Right.
They need predators. They need bullies to just lift them up from their underwear. So like, this is a stupid idea. Stop.
Right.
Like, they have nobody telling them that. So I put their Zuckerberg. I put Bill Gates in there. Even Elon Musk. Like, all these guys are just nerds that have no stoppage to what they're doing. And now we're getting like AI and like, I don't know. Maybe I was raised in the 80s. I think AI is a huge problem. We're gonna pay for this later. And I don't know. Like, I see these things happen. Like, yeah, we should reduce population, and even like your vice president was saying like, population reduction was a good thing. Like, he said that on a.
She says a lot of things.
She's a dum-dum.
I like how she's actually sort of leaning into that stupidity now. Like, it seems like she knows, like, with the whole AI. It's 2 letters. Like, yeah, no shit, dude. Thanks a lot, lady.
I think she's trying to hold it together. That seems like somebody desperately just trying to. I got it. Like, she's behind the scenes. Like, I got to go out here and rock this shit.
It's so funny.
Because if I sound retarded, she's just worrying about sounding stupid.
See, I think she's leaning into sounding stupid now, because there was a point in time when she had fired all of her writers and this and that, and it seemed like her office was just in shambles. And then slowly but surely, she just like went headfirst into stupid and I think that's her thing now, man. Like, she just cackles at things, just says some dumb stuff, and I think maybe that's just her way of getting through, the rest of this presidency, man.
Like, she wants to be endearing with her stupidity or something.
What's that?
She wants to be like endearing with her stupidity or something.
That's what I feel. I feel like that. I think you were right though, Shaft. Prior to that, I think that's how she felt, like trying to hold it together. I don't want to sound dumb. But then the more she did that, it seemed like she'd sound just dumber and dumber. So I think she's leaning into it, man.
Yeah, she's just, I think she's gone around lying for so long that her filter is she's just gone around saying whatever. There's no like filter there. She just speaks. And now she's on a world stage. And that's so hard to probably turn off.
But it's also scary because it seems like everybody does that. Like any famous person, any politician, they could say whatever they want, dude, and we can verifiably fact check it and say it's not true.
Yeah, like you're lying, man.
And nobody cares though. That's the crazy part, dude. Like, I don't know if you saw, it was, I think yesterday or today, there was a news report coming out of Canada about how their airports are doing well, and they're filming this segment from an airport, how everything's on time. This is nothing's been better. And the cameraman, God bless this dude, pans up to all the arrivals. Everything is delayed. Everything is canceled. But it's like this lady's saying it in front of this thing, but nobody will care about it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's just such a machine that just wipes away and memory holes the stuff that, even if we gave it
mostly peaceful thing.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. Yeah, there's just mostly peaceful fires going on in the background. Yeah, insane, dude.
There's a comfort in lying, I guess. I mean, I don't do that, but
just to circle back to Bill Gates real quick, he says Bill Gates knows damn well what he's doing. There's no question he's a textbook sociopath. I think there's. I'm with that, actually. I think Bill Gates is smart and rich and has a vision of whatever it is. And I don't think he really cares for human life the way he puts it out to be. I think he's just sort of a mad scientist in a lot of ways, even though he's not a real scientist, right? He's
not really. He just has the look of a nerd. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think he's just... to Pedro's point, yes, he needed a bully and needs a bully still. But there's that people. I don't know if you guys have seen that video of him getting hit in the face with a pie like 20 years ago. So that was like on Twitter some time ago, and it was like the moment Bill Gates decided to wipe out humanity is like some guy hitting him in the face with a pie. Like, there might be some truth to that.
I think we can all agree. Fuck him, since he's been on Epstein's island.
Yeah, exactly.
So that all goes out the window. You're absolutely right, dude. Screw that guy. Yeah, he needs to get a pie with he needs to get a pie in the face.
Yeah, a pie with a brick in it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly.
A steel dildo. How about that?
Yeah. You might like that too much.
Yeah, he might come back for more.
Oh God. All right. So we are on that note. We're up to
awesome.
the hour mark here. We keep the show at an hour these days.
That's perfect.
Beautiful. And Greg putting the cherry on top. He says the pie came well after Gates made enemies. Interesting.
That's true.
Yeah. We'll have to do a deep dive on maybe that'll be a show. Deep dive.
That'd be cool, man.
Deep diving on Bill Gates, on good old Billy Gates.
Bring something to pinch your nose, right? Because this is gonna get steaky. No, but let me share your campaign out. The pre-launch one again. Do you have anything else to promote, buddy? Are you doing a YouTube channel? Are you doing anything that you'd like to?
I have a YouTube channel. I'll probably start putting videos out there, but I mean, as of right now, it's pretty barren. But yeah, I'll be doing some videos, and that's what the world needs, right? Another bald, bearded, fat dude talking about comics. So yeah,
bald dudes are the future, man.
Yeah, you know.
Ginge just have to catch on.
That's so funny. Well, I'm gonna have a wig one of these days.
Yeah, dude.
Glorious.
Dude, Hollywood's burning. It's up to us, middle-aged bald dudes, to rescue the thing.
It's so funny, man. Well, I'm gonna throw a skullet to differentiate myself from the crowd. So within the next couple of years, it's gonna be banging, dude. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
So before we do go, real quick, I do just want to. I'm trying to find this campaign real quick. Okay, here. Let's see. Christian, if you're out there, buddy, we're going to take a look at this real quick. Rebanged, right? Was that the name of it, boys?
Rebanged, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's check that out.
Here we go. COU. Rebanged, okay.
Rebanged COU.
And let's see. I'm trying to quickly think of a sort of sex joke with the name, but I'll save it.
Don't do it. I know you have a porn name, and
Shaft Williams. Come on,
but it's not.
All right. Ooh. Okay, here we go. The COU, where heroes are still heroes.
Still heroes. Love it already.
These are not your father's heroes, but he'll wish they were. They were. Come experience it from the beginning. Okay, very nice. Westchester, New York, upstate there. I guess. Actually, I don't know what part of the state, but
I like that style. Very 80s. Like late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anybody interesting at your Kubert school aside from like Pat? Was there any like older teachers that were like old school guys?
So I went for 1 year, but they had some good teachers. I know. I mean, obviously the Kubert boys and their dad were teaching there. Trying to think of I mean, I had some good. I definitely learned some stuff the year I was there, but I didn't really. It was the first entry year, so didn't get to meet all the heavy hitter teachers. I want to say, the ones who were still working in the industry. But yeah, it was cool for the year I went. I only had one teacher that was sort of bunk, but yeah, other than that, it was cool. A lot of cool students, man. I know. I met a lot of cool people who did artwork who are still doing stuff today. Who should be, man, some of these guys should be doing some crazy stuff.
Wasn't like Shane Davis contemporary with PTP?
Well, yeah. So PTP and I were in the same year, and then Shane Davis was a year above us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Shane was there. Alex Sanchez was there. Trying to think. Ed Pisker was in our class.
Nice.
So.
Very cool.
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
It's must have been a great time still at the school. I mean,
it was. I would have gone back. It was just too expensive, man.
Greg says he thinks he's the only one watching. I see 5 eyeballs here. We've got 4.
It would be 10 eyeballs. It would be 10 eyeballs. Because 5 eyeballs would be like 2 guys and
a pirate.
And a pirate,
yeah. Take it. Or an alien of some kind. No, we've got Ford watching on the Madness on Pops' channel, and Greg, I believe you might be the only one on my channel. So special nod to you.
Special, yeah.
Okay, so the COU here by Bart Sears. Now that name is familiar.
Oh, Bart Sears?
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. That's awesome. These are those best drawing segments in Wizard magazines.
Okay. Yeah, Christian, you're welcome to come on, buddy. I'll hit you up in the I'll take I'll try to find you on Twitter, or you're welcome to reach out to me, and we'll get you on the show, my friend.
Yep.
Okay. All right, boys.
Dude, thanks for having me on, guys.
All right. Thanks for coming on, man. You're welcome back when the show or when the book launches, or anytime.
You guys are always fun to talk to, man. So,
dude, it was awesome, man. Yeah.
Okay,
Good
great. So I'm gonna bump you to the back. You're welcome to head out, or you're welcome to hang around. We're gonna shoot the shit for a second.
On the babies in the back, man. Dude, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. It's good to see you boys, and
you too,
continued success to both you guys, all of us. So,
yay.
We'll make money someday.
Hey, man, it's, as long as we're making comics, right? The money either comes or not. So
I feel it in my bones.
It's awesome, dude.
All right.
See you, boys.
Hey,
Okay.
take care,
guys. Thank you.
Peace. All right, P Money. We're here, my friend. Good show.
We are.
Absolutely. I appreciate everybody that watched. We've got some new viewers out there in Pops is Nice. As Christians in the Madness, I can make sure you find each other. All right, cool. Pops, awesome. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Make it so. I've been saying that today.
Yeah, you've been watching Star Trek Next Generation?
Not recently, but about a year ago, I popped in for a spell. Got to like the second half, or got to the second season around probably like 4 or 5 episodes in. I enjoyed it. Grew up watching it. I have been thinking about getting back to it. I've heard there's some of the later seasons are actually also interesting. Like I just want to explore some of the lore.
It's a good show. I mean,
yeah,
taking the Wesley kid.
Yeah, fuck him.
It's a good show. Fuck him. But the show's good. Yeah.
No, I grew up a Star Wars fan, and this.
Oh, I see. I see you built your own lightsaber. Impressive.
Well, I see what you did there, my friend.
Yeah.
But no, this one was also a gift. I turned 31 on the 14th, so a couple days ago. Yeah. And my girlfriend, one of the people she works with, has a 3D printer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So she
printed out your Luke Skywalker second lightsaber.
Yeah, nice. From Return of the Jedi, which is actually probably, I honestly think, my favorite of the original trilogy, followed by A New Hope, followed by Empire.
Yeah,
and I know that's
which makes sense because that's the lightsaber he built. Like his first lightsaber was his father's, and normally Jedis have to build their own lightsabers. I don't know. Like, to me, Star Wars is dead. But I do love the old movies and all the books and whatnot. But then you think?
Yeah, no, I'm brutally
look at that
from Star Wars. That is awesome, Pops. Very cool.
I don't recognize that lightsaber though.
I don't either.
What is that?
It's one of them bad guys, man.
Yeah.
The Inquisitors evil. Or something.
It looks evil.
Definitely. Good show, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
It's always good to see Dion. Christian, you can find this guy right here, Mark Mulgrave, 2 R's in Mark on Facebook. Okay. You can find him there on Facebook.
Don't look up Shaft Williams. You might get something you don't want to see.
Yeah, his name ain't Shaft Williams.
Hey, wish it was,
I was Al Zedong a couple weeks ago, and that's still been making me laugh.
But yeah, just hit me up. Hit me up. I'll hook you up with Ginge here, and you could be on there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, boy. Okay, guys.
You want me to do the honors?
Yeah, Pops, you go ahead. And
I do got something to show Pedro though. Ready, Pedro?
Wait. Hit me up.
Just back it already.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
You're gonna see a lot of that in the future. You watch.
Very cool. Very cool.
So I'll say this real quick. Next week we've got a launch party for my boy Ty Ranger, aka Ty the Art Guy. I lettered his latest book, and should be finishing off that series as he goes along. He's working on the 3rd one now, so we'll talk that on next Tuesday. Yeah. So everybody show up for the launch parties.
We do love launch parties around here. That's one of our.
Hey guys, I gotta go because I have a meeting.
Okay.
I just got reminded, but dude, nothing but love.
All right, brother.
As always. See you later, Pops.
Take it easy, my friend.
All right, Pops
Williams.
Pedro Ang.
Yeah.
See you, buddy.
See you. Take care.
You know you love it. Come on. Okay. I had fun today, guys. So yeah.
Shaft, have a good night. I'll do some ads on the way out.
All righty. We will see y'all later. Peace.
Peace. Oh, just play, will you?
Entertainment Group presents the Madness Comic Network with original programming and additional comic-related content.
The Civil War was America's bloodiest conflict. Over 500,000 died to preserve national unity. When the war ended, Confederates like Harley Brogdon headed west, shooting games in the Army and gambling. When a card game turns deadly, Harley shoots in self-defense, killing the card sharp who threw down first. Wilfred Knorr, the card sharp's wealthy father, will stop at nothing to see Harley hang. Harley flees to Cobb's Gap, an old silver mining town at the foot of the Rockies. A remarkably peaceful town, especially after dark. But the sheriff harbors a dark secret, and no one dares go into the mines anymore. Cobb's Gap is full of secrets. People speak in hushed tones of something in the mine. Something worse than their cursed sheriff. Something even the Indians fear from the deepest pits of hell. Every secret will be exposed. Bronze Star. Order your copy at bronzestarcomic.com.
Just back it already.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.